two, one.
Hello and welcome to Personal Devices in the Classroom. Welcome. So first off, we've got a decade of change here. I'm not going to watch it right now, but it's going to be available right next to this video. So I'd recommend you look at it. It's an interesting little video about just how much things have changed and how teachers have adapted and used new technology and how we should do it. So first off, we've got two little quotes here. One about flipped classrooms and one about managing them. So obviously, I think you'll agree, personal devices have huge potential in terms of streamlining education or in terms of reinventing how we do it, allowing us far more options, engagement, and things that otherwise weren't possible. So I think the idea of a flipped classroom is probably my favorite of all of them, where they take the lectures home and listen to them and take notes and bring and think of questions, and then when they come in the next day, you work on it. There's group activities, the teacher's out and about explaining, working with them, helping them, instead of just sitting there trying to explain the idea and then sending them home to grapple with it on their own. It can become more of a project based and group learning instead of on your own. And obviously, there's going to be problems with distraction, and I think that's why the crackdown on personal devices has existed so far. However, when you're out and about with students helping them, I don't think it's that big a deal because you can see what they're doing. You can see what they're doing. You can see what they're working on. You don't just have to assume, most of the times correctly, that they're goofing off. And so here is the next big thing that personal devices are going to help us with, and it's not making schools an isolated place. Because right now, with the crackdown on social media, personal devices, the internet, it's like schools are their own thing, and then there's the real world, and that's just not how it should be. We should connect the real world to school. We should have them learn with people, talk to people. And that first example right there with sharing math stories or frog data, it's like, that's beautiful. That's what we should be doing. And I think that it's becoming easier than ever before because of the prevalence of personal devices. They've dropped in price, they've increased in availability, and even young kids have them now. I think my nephew, who's 6, just got an S5. And right down there at the bottom, we can see how the idea of a flipped classroom kind of makes it so you're learning as a group. You have the ability to address questions, address tangents. You can make those learning moments and work together to figure it all out instead of just going, okay, we're going to have to put that off for right now. And it's just, I feel like it's more engaging this way. And this quote right here is really interesting because I think it really hits the nail on the head, where this technology is coming whether you like it or not, whether you're ready or not. So we need to figure out how to use it, how to incorporate it, how to make the best of it. And so I have some examples right here of things that I think are worth looking into. First off is poll everywhere. You can see right down there, it's got a bunch of different things. You're going to put this up on a projector or whatnot. You're going to give them a code and they're going to go and text it or go through a web and just submit their answers. So the first two I have here is one is a word cloud. I decided to do synonyms because you can see what they can come up with. If they can come up with creative words, you can see the most common answer. You can kind of see what they're thinking. And on the right there, I think this is a more interesting one. It's more of kind of like a game. I see it. You would put that up. You would put it up. You're like, okay, where's Oklahoma, North Dakota, Arizona? And they would kind of gauge their answers. You can see who's right. You can see how people are doing. And you can make it kind of a game and make learning fun. Next off is Remind, and I think this is a key tool in the flipped classroom because it just allows you to send out those videos, those links, those extra credit opportunities. You can see right here, you would put in phone, email, whatever they're comfortable giving you with. You could put in parents or other teachers as well. And on the left there, that's kind of what the messages look like. You can see, as I linked an image, you could easily link videos, worksheets, or anything you can think of, really. And so finally, whether it be bring your own device, school funded, or even just a teacher trying to bring in his laptop, his iPad, I feel like any personal device in the classroom has huge opportunity for learning and has huge worth. I feel that the flipped classroom might be the most interesting thing, and I'm looking forward to trying it myself. And if we can get over this initial hump of class management and getting people involved in these tools, we can do great things with the American school system. So thank you very much for listening to me.